Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, Prime Minister of Pakistan, by Jenica Stewart. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was born on January 5, 1928 in Larkana, Sindh, India, which is now Pakistan, and it became Pakistan during the partition. His father was Shah Nawaz Bhutto, a prominent political figure within Pakistan, and he was the only living child of 3 children. Bhutto received lots of formal education, and it started at the Cathedral and John Connon School. He also attended University of Southern California, University of California, Berkeley, and Christchurch, and Oxford. He has a bachelor's in political science, an LLB, and an LLM degree in law, and a master's in political science. After receiving all of this formal education, Bhutto went on to practice law. He started his own law firm in Karachi. While practicing law, he was appointed a member of Pakistan's delegation to the United Nations in 1957. Many would say this is where his political career started. However, he was involved in politics from a young age because his father was a prominent political figure, as well as dabbling in some school politics while attending university. After serving at the delegations of the United States, he was the youngest cabinet member in Pakistan, and he went on to take different positions, such as the Minister of Water and Power, Communications and Industry. He was a trusted advisor to Ayub Khan. He was the Foreign Minister of Pakistan and the President and Chief Martial Law Administrator, and eventually he became the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Bhutto had many great accomplishments in his life. He was the founder of the Pakistan's People's Party, where he gave many speeches, and he made clear the beliefs of the party. Islam is our faith, democracy is our policy, socialism is our economy, all power to the people. The PPP was part of the many political groups who put pressure on Ayub Khan to resign. Following the 1971 war and the separation of East Pakistan, Yahya Khan resigned, and Bhutto took over as the president and chief of martial law on December 20th, 1971. While serving as the president, he had many other great accomplishments, such as withdrawing from the Commonwealth of Nations and the SEATO when Britain and other Western countries recognized the new state of Bangladesh. He introduced land reforms. He signed the Simla Agreement with India, which paved the way for the return of the occupied lands and the release of Pakistani prisoners captured in East Pakistan in the war. And after the National Assembly passed the 1973 Constitution, Bhutto was sworn in as the Prime Minister of the country. While in the office of Prime Minister, he was also the head of the Pakistan atomic bomb program, as well as many other accomplishments. During his time as Prime Minister, there was a lot of unrest and Pakistan was split a lot with the different parties. On January 8, 1977, many opposition political parties grouped to form the Pakistan National Alliance Party, and this was against Bhutto and his colleagues. And once this happened, Bhutto was accused of election rigging because many people felt he was a corrupt leader, despite many of his great accomplishments. So he was accused of that, and later he was acquitted of that, and all charges dropped. And then he was accused of murdering Ahmad Raza Kasuri's father, who was Ahmad Raza Kasuri was a opponent of the PPP party, and he claims that he was actually the intended target and that Bhutto did this. And it was kind of a conspiracy against him. He was released of the charges, and then 3 days later, he was arrested again on the same charges and accused of organizing and conspiring against Kasuri. And these charges were never able to get dropped. He went through the acquittal process, but the trial was rigged against him, and he couldn't win it from the beginning. He said, in a letter he wrote to his daughter while waiting in jail, waiting for the appeal, he said, "I did not kill that man. My God is aware of it. I am big enough to admit, if I had done it, that admission would have been less of an ordeal and humiliation than this barbarous trial which no self-respecting man can endure. I am a Muslim. A Muslim's fate is in the hands of God Almighty. I can face him with a clear conscience and tell him that I rebuilt his Islamic State of Pakistan from ashes into a respectable nation. I am entirely at peace with my conscience in this black hole of Kot Lokpa. I am not afraid of death. You have seen what fires I have passed through. And on April 4th, after being in jail for a long time and not being able to get acquitted, 1979, Buddha was hanged at the central jail of Rawalpindi. He is buried near his father in Gahari Kahada Bakas. His final words before being hung were, "O Lord, help me, for I am innocent."